I had no plans for this today. As you can see, I'm completely disorganized. The only reason I came on was because Joseph was coaching and I was just like, oh, I want to do a little something at the moment. I've been coaching all day. I want to do something a bit different. Is the sound back now, Amari? Because I think it was because I didn't have my microphone on. It was my fault. I'm sorry. Guys, there is such a delay to this, isn't there? Because I was talking, and as far as I could see, no one was online. So I didn't realize I was talking to myself, and I didn't even have my microphone on. Hi, Twinkle. Hi, Dante. Hi, Adelina. How you doing? I'm feeling better, thank you. I'm not 100% yet, but definitely much better than I was. Hi, Kaylin, Amari. Hi, Adele. How are you guys? How did you know that I was on actually? Did you get notified? Because I never know with these things. Obviously I didn't plan this live. That's why I forgot to put my microphone on. Hi, Alejandra from Chile. Greetings to you. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Shreya. Oh, it's nice to see all you familiar faces. Oh, so it sent you a notification, Kelly. Oh, okay, that's good to know. I often wonder if the notifications are working, because I know some people are just like, oh, I didn't get notified of anything. I didn't get notified that you put a video up. So I'm just like, what do the notifications do anyway? They're just not working. But this is very positive. Hello, Self Alpha. How are you doing, darling? I love that. Surf and Honeybee. I love your name on here. Hi, hello. Is that Todd? How you doing, Todd? YouTube showed it on my feed. Oh, okay, Dante. Yes, getting on the feed. Hi. Hi, Larry. How you doing, darling? Oh, good. So you guys got notifications. I'm very happy to hear that. Sarah from Germany. Hello, V Gates. How are you? Shreya, yeah, you have some questions to work with me? Ask ahead, darling. YouTube showed it on your feed as well? Yes, YouTube is now becoming my friend. I have to wonder if YouTube like hides me a little bit. Not anymore. Hi, Ezra. Hi, my love. Mark, notifications work for me sometimes. Just sometimes, Mark. Not always. We'll go with that, as long as the sometimes that you get is like 90% of the time, you know. Really, Adele? Thank you. I don't feel it. I still feel like I'm kind of recovering, but it's nice to know if I don't look too rough. I know, Ren Charlie, you know what's hilarious? I had a cuppa, I did, in my cat mug. And then what I did was, originally I was going to do this live outside. It was a little bit chilly and my next door neighbors were being quite noisy. So I thought, okay, I'll just come inside to do it. And I just realized, because I was carrying everything in here, I forgot my tea. And it's in the kitchen and I can't go in there now because Joe's coaching. Damn. But I did have it. So please have a drink for me. Have a cup of tea for me. Hi, Catherine, my love. Shreya, first of all, you look pretty and gorgeous, and I'm grateful that I found you. Thank you so much, Shreya. I really appreciate that, darling. With very, very kind words. Adele, been a gorgeous day. Adele, you know what? Beautiful day. I was working for most of it, so I didn't get to see a lot of it. I did take Beanie out for a walk, though, so we did get some of the sunshine, but not much. I think I got a little bit of the a little bit burnt, a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I will never hold him. Oh, I miss magic. Those are not your magic words. I'll feel like I never hold him. Like, ask yourself why. Why have you given yourself that impression? God knows I've been through some horrific breakups sometimes where at the time I did wonder, how was this ever going to reconnect? And it found a way, because my belief for it was much stronger than my focus against it. Writing my list, and you go like, no way, Dante, which list are you writing? I was doing a list, actually. Yeah, Ren Charlie, you're gonna have to have a drink for me. What are you gonna have? What tea are you gonna have? You got any flavored teas? I had the chamomile going on. I fancied it so much as well. Chamomile with honey. It is delectable. Ah, hello, darling. What is that? YTP keys? Do you know, I'm thinking like, I can't see. The text on here is so tiny. It's good to see you too, honey. How you doing? Mosh, hi, sis. Oh, Ross, I'll always go back to you and Joseph. You know, Joseph used to say that to me as well, that he would have people that, you know, sometimes they would go to his channel, they would try to understand. His teachings can be quite advanced, and I suppose mine are too. So at first people don't get it. They want the quick fixes, and then it's like they always come back around full circle. But it's lovely to see you. It's Ross, it's not Ross, it's Rosa. Rosa, I'm sorry, Rosa. See, I told you this text is so small. T Crawford, hi babe. You always burn in the sun. You got to tan now. Don't make that your new assumption that you always tan. God, I used to be so sensitive to the sun, considering I have like Greek vibes, Greek skin and Persian skin. You think I would be used to it, but I did get a lot of tan actually, because I manifested that we would get a summer this year. We would get a long hot summer, and so far it's been good. Scorpio angel, things can change at any moment, and it really truly can. I have seen some incredible things happen. Honestly, that's why I'm so open to things always changing and happening, because they do. T Crawford, I want to be a day trader. I want to be a day trader and my SP. Any advice? I'm being the person, but I feel I should do more. So what makes you feel like you should do more? I know this is a really popular thing, isn't it? That people think manifestation is like a transaction, right? So I've got to do more to get. But if you're already embodying that, you've accepted that, it is who you are. Like, I'm a day trader. It's like I'd already decided I wanted to help people and be a consultant in this field way before I got into coaching. So everything that I did, I felt was in advance of that. And I mean, for quite a couple of years, I didn't actually do anything in relation to my business. It happened at the right time. It wasn't meant to happen before then. But I say that I didn't do anything in relation to it. Actually, that's a lie, because that's when I was on my journey to studying like hypnosis and various modalities, because I wanted to be the best of the best. So ask yourself, like, what do you feel like you need to do? Why do you feel like something is missing, you know? Or is everything that you're doing right now perfect? Is it, you know, is that overlays? You caught the live? You did? Shreya, I have a question regarding SP. I keep manifesting him back, but I couldn't keep him. You know what? You'll be surprised, Shreya, how many people struggle with that. I feel like a lot of people, their problem is not manifesting their SP back. Many of you do it, God knows how many times. It's keeping it, it's breaking the patterns and the cycles. And that's when you have to understand what has been the common denominator. What's been the story? Has it been my insecurities that have then caused me to act a certain way, or to give off a certain energy, whereby I'm, you know, worried when they're not texting me, or I'm accusing them of things. I had a client like that yesterday. She didn't realize the state that she was occupying. She had manifested back, I think, a few times, and every time just couldn't seem to keep him. So that's why she sort of came to me to try and figure out the patterns. And when we established it, she realized that her identity, the way that she was, meant that she perceived him a certain way, which put her in survival mode, which meant that everything that he did was wrong. Everything that he did was to hurt her, was a sense of betrayal, was a sense of, you know, and it got, she got back into this cycle where each and every time it broke down exactly the same way. So start to reflect upon yourself, and what do you notice is the common denominator here? What assumptions need to be challenged and changed? What's your story about love and in being in a relationship with them that's not serving you at the moment? Hi, RB. Hi, Jules. Hello, love. Hello, Lilu Bell. Can a depressed person, like seriously or clinically depressed person, manifest in their depressed mode, and how? Absolutely. I mean, Lulu, that was me. Severely depressed, panic disorder, and in a state of PTSD as well. You don't stop manifesting just because you're in a state of depression. I mean, I manifested my first SP. You know, he was my first serious boyfriend. So I was like early 20s, and I was in a severe, like I think my anxiety around that time was extremely bad. Depression, extremely bad. I was on various medications even at the time. It didn't stop me from manifesting him back. It's always about your state in relation to a desire. So I could generally be a depressed person, but still manifest absolutely everything that I desire. It's not about what people are thinking, this positive, got to be positive vibes all the time. It's just, where do you stand in relation to your desire? That is the important thing. So yes, you can absolutely do that. You're focusing on your state in relation, your identity in relation to a specific outcome. Because I've had people who have been in severe depression but have absolutely been excelling in, say, various areas of their life. They excel, you know. Dante, list method exercise, but also I mix in some new beliefs to write down when I notice them. That is awesome, Dante. You guys are doing really well with your list method. I know that's Joseph's technique, but I love that you guys are sharing your list method successes with me as well, because I'm more on top of my messages and stuff, and Joseph gets so bombarded with messages, so I often relay them back to him, like, look, here's someone else with a success here, a list method success. So keep your successes coming, guys, and I will put, no matter when you got your success, before you knew about the law, after you knew about the law, was it from watching my videos, was it from a various technique, was it from watching someone else's video? I don't care. A success is a success. That you should all celebrate your achievements. Every single one of your achievements should be celebrated. So share it, and I'll give you a voice on my channel or on my website. My website, a big portion of it is dedicated to you guys and celebrating how incredible you are and how successful you all are. Jules, hello, Athena, lovely, such a coincidence. I came on right on time. Hi, Jules. It's great to have you guys. Ren Charlie, I'm already in bed. What a great way to spend. Ren Charlie, what time is it then? Where are you based that you're in bed? I'm waiting when Joe finishes. I'm getting the dinner on. It's dinner time. Greetings from Southern California. Oh, wow. Overlays. I love that. Southern Cali. Hi, Himasema. Hi, Athena. I was a member on Discord for a month, and I realized something, that we are sharing a lot of our feelings whilst associating with old story, which may be causing delays from being in two states. So it depends how you look at it, Himasina. Like, there's quite a few members on the Discord who have changed their state exponentially, and many of them who have gotten success in a super speedy amount of time, and had already, some of them are still on the Discord, some of them left as well, because they've got their desires. Not that, and that's a mistake actually. People shouldn't stop using the law, shouldn't stop remembering how mindset creates simply because you manifested your money, car, job, whatever it was that you wanted. You've got to make this a lifestyle, because I've had some of my clients success, got their SP, got in a relationship with their SP, and literally 2 years later they'd come back and, they didn't even share that they'd gotten success with me. They told me, yes, I was a success. Yes, me and SP were planning for a baby. This was one of them. And then the breakdown happened in exactly the same way, because they did not keep up with the work. They did not keep up with the tools that I had given them. They stopped using it. And if you don't program yourself, someone else will, be it your family or your friends or society. So you've always got to keep on top of it. But no, Himasima, is it? People, there are various rooms dedicated to various aspects of your manifestation. There is a room for venting. There is a room. What people are doing is they're establishing what the problems are and they're working through it. It's not a place to stay in a low ebb state. It's a place for discovering what you need to do in order to get out of that. And you only do that by talking about it. I mean, my manifestations, particularly SPs, because we vent more about SPs than most things, right? Jesus, I vented a lot. It was great, because if I had suppressed it, if I didn't vent it, I would have had what some of my clients have come to me with, anger that was so suppressed, and they're wondering why their SP hasn't come back. And it's because they held on to this anger the whole time because they didn't dare talk about it and vent about it and stuff. And they were on their bridge for years because of that. As soon as we released that, I mean, one of them I shared on the community post, didn't I? Screenshot. The next day, his SP got in touch. He was holding on to all of that anger. So you're not occupying two states. You're working your way into a stable new state. And sometimes that takes a process of healing, of shedding old beliefs, of working through old processes. I'm not going to just suddenly like change my state and like suppress everything else, especially if I want to make the new state my more dominant dwelling place. I wonder if that kind of helps you guys, you know, to think of it like that. Sarah, puts me in such an uplifting mood to hear you talk. Ah, Sarah, I love you. I'm glad to do that for you. My new favorite, was it lemon souffle rooibos tea? What, Kaylin? What flavor is this? And can we get it in the UK? Because I've never seen it. Hi, Carla Shirley. How you doing? Hi, all. Do smash the like button. Thank you, Twinkle. She's my mod. Smash the like. Is there a like button? Where is it? I don't even know where it is. I've had a few people block me and say they would never talk to me again, and then we always reconnect stronger. Thank you, Scorpio Angel. You are amazing. And that's so true. Do you know, every single one of my SPs blocked me. I say every single one. That's a real... Is that a truth? Though the ones that I wanted back for some sort of reconnection of relationship, they blocked me. And that's why I said blocking is a blessing, because I got every one of them come back to me, and it wasn't so black and white, like they blocked me because they hate me and they don't want to speak to me. For some people, you know, they block because they're trying to process things. They block because they're overcoming their own grief and pain, and they shut down, and, you know, but you do reconnect stronger. It's true. Each one of my SPs I have reconnected stronger with. My first SP, like, we're on a much better connection. Even to this very day, we're still close friends. My second SP, he's like my best friend. He's like Joseph's best friend now as well. They're closer than than anything, because they're so alike. But that's lovely. That's really lovely. Thank you for sharing that. Colossicus, manifesting passing my professional engineering exam. We got you. You've got it. There's no reason why you haven't already passed that. It's going to happen. Hi, Tori. How are you doing, hon? Louise, you're in Germany. How is it going, Louise? How is German life? Have you settled in? YTP keys, Athena, I got my SP. Hey, but sometimes I worry if she's going to leave the country. Oh, hun, so what makes you think that? Like, why are you worrying if she's going to leave the country? Has she voiced her plans to leave? And why wouldn't you be part of that growth? Why wouldn't you be able to go with her? So I don't know the full story of it, but I understand why something like that would, of course, make you feel, you know, insecure. We don't want to be separated, right? But what are you making that mean, and what are the chances that she would leave? Are you focusing on growing that connection and that bond whereby she wouldn't leave you? Does she have to leave? Is it like a visa thing? See, that's the thing. It's hard for me when I don't know the full context, but I get you. I hear you. Paradising. Hi, Athena, catching you live for the first time, slightly burnt out, even though I believe in my end. Any advice? Also, negative, intrusive, old story thoughts popping up like crazy. Yes. You know what? When people say to me they're burnt out, I often wonder why. I'll be honest with you guys. I know that I was quite fortunate enough to discover all of this way before YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and that was even a thing. You know, I discovered this kind of stuff when mobile phones were just the black and white basic phones that you could play Snake on. Does anyone remember those? So I didn't get derailed much by a lot of the teachings that are making you believe that you've got to keep on doing a lot of techniques, fighting your thoughts, affirming over your thoughts, persisting, and techniques, persisting in positive mindset and positive vibes. To be honest with you guys, if I had come across that and I was using the law in that sort of way, I'd be exhausted too. I'm not going to lie, I'd be very exhausted. Don't get me wrong, life can be tiring. It can set a load of challenges your way, and it can be emotionally draining, for sure it can. But you should never feel burnt out when it comes to the manifestation process. You should see everything as an opportunity for growth. If I'm going through a rough time, it's okay. I'm not going to fight it. I've never fought with my negative emotions. I mean, God knows, like I say, I was anxiety, depression, PTSD. I mean, I went through many rough times. You don't get to my age without life throwing quite a few spanners in the works. And I allowed myself the time for grief. I allowed myself the cry, the vent, the rage, the bitch with my friends or anything. I allowed myself all of that to help me to transition, to transmute this situation of pain and process through it, to work through it, to then get to a place where, right, okay, now that I've vented this out, I need to understand what these emotions are, what's the story behind it. Negative intrusive thoughts are not your enemy. They don't just simply manifest. Do you know, as a sufferer of depression and anxiety and someone who had, for example, health anxiety, do you know how many negative intrusive thoughts I had? A hell of a lot. Do you know how obsessive some of those thoughts were? Incredibly obsessive, debilitating. Did any of them manifest? No. I mean, I'm still here. I had such catastrophic thoughts about everything. Do not fear your negative thoughts, but hear them and understand what is the core identity that's causing them, because your emotions, your thoughts are manifestations. And I think we're being taught to deal with what is already manifest. But you're told, aren't you, don't deal with the 3D reality, don't change the 3D reality. Yet at the same time, you are also told that you need to flip your thoughts, fight your thoughts, keep affirming to change your thoughts. But thoughts are 3D. Anything that can be observed is 3D, right? What is the identity? Who is the version of I am? Who is the me that is manifesting these thoughts or these emotions or these actions? And that question in itself is going to make you take a step back and start to understand who's causing this. You know, who is it? Start observing them. Start to cause a level of detachment and start to observe your surroundings. You learn so much about yourself. And then when you understand what your core identity is, it's much easier to change it. Addie, hi, guess what? I'm on my bridge of getting my SP. Things are unfolding in a funny way. So I'm enjoying being single right now because I know for sure I'm not going to be single for too long. I love that, Addie. Do you know what? Before I manifested Joseph, that's exactly what I thought. I had a long while of being single, and I was just like, when I'd done my perfect person list, that was very much what I had said. I was just like, oh, I better make the most of my single life because it's not going to last. And I knew it. I knew that it wasn't going to last. And sure enough, a week later, hi Magdalena, hello babe. Magdalena is my star client. Rosa, how are you doing? Does the universe react immediately to my imaginal acts, or can it take months? The old story is not that active anymore. I started working on myself and I feel amazingly good on my self-concept. So Rosa, that is absolutely incredible. And I've done a video already about time. Joseph has done videos on time as well. And I've talked about how manifestation is instant. It is absolutely instant. In terms of the true nature of what manifestation is the expression of the identity that I embody. With that translation, with manifestation being the representation, the reflection of the identity that I embody, that alludes to the fact that it is a constant, continuous thing. And when I go into my imaginal act and I access and activate a new identity, a new version of me, a new reality, immediately my world changes. I know I keep saying it, and I promise you guys, it's taking me so long because you know I'm not tech savvy. But I have audios with clients where they've changed their state, and for some of them that initial state change has made their reality look so different they literally don't know what to say. They're either in silence or they're like, oh my god, wow. They can only just say wow kind of thing because of how different reality looks. Sometimes it looks completely different, and sometimes it's a bit more subtle. But it is immediate. It's absolutely immediate. However, that bridge unfolding is immediate. Your shift is immediate. Reality, it's shifting is immediate. Thank you so much, Creatable Sky. We love you. Wow, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I like that. That's very sweet. Thank you for your donations. That's really, really, really generous. What a thoughtful gesture. But yeah, if you're feeling good and your self-concept is on point, then we're more detached, aren't we, from how long it's going to take? Because I am it. I'm not dependent on the external reality to confirm it at this point. It's confirmation, however long it takes, which is dependent on how many chains of events need to unfold in order to bring this to fruition for me. That's going to happen in its own perfect time, its own perfect way. But I already am this, and that transformation of the 3D reality, the birth of my manifestation into the 3D, is my byproduct, and therefore is a bonus, right? It's a like always treat it as a byproduct. Wow, you guys are so sweet, so generous, so generous. Liz, thank you for the donation. I mean, you guys that are donating, have you asked me a question? Is this just you guys just being sweet and finding this helpful and just being just like so sweet that I don't know what to say? It's like I'm just overwhelmed. Thank you so much. That's really sweet of you guys. I've just realized that I've realized that due to first relationship, my fear of losing a relationship has caused countless breakups. Right, hun? So this is a very, very common thing. Don't let your past anchor you. I had that with my client today where she was talking about old relationships. And what happens is we turn that into a self-fulfilling prophecy when we do that. But instead, I want you to see your past experiences as a history book. What do you do with a history book? Do you look at it and freak out that, oh my God, this is going to happen again? Or do we look at history to learn from it so as we don't repeat the same mistakes? Now that you are aware, you are less likely to repeat the same mistakes. But that's a good thing about looking back and actually being objective, is that I'm not cursed to repeat the same pattern. For me to break the relationship cycle, it's only going to happen once. You've only going to meet that special person once, and that's it. That's it. Nico, hi babe, it's good to see you. I'm really behind. You guys have probably left me like loads and loads of messages, and I'm so sorry. I'm really behind with it. Let me scroll down so I'm not so behind. Manifesting a lottery win, I love that. So Creatable Sky, darling, to the end, thank you so much for the donation. Barbara, I know it works, but I'm still like a yo-yo, getting good things and losing them. Right, Barbara? So there's your assumption. I get good things and then I lose them. So what about if you were to get something and it would stay? Can you think of times in your life where you actually got something good and it stayed? I'm sure that you can. You've had successes and you've had achievements, and you've created lasting bonds with people that have stood the test of time. So, like we talk in absolutes. The amount of time I hear people say, oh, every time I get something, it goes wrong. Or every time, I get in a relationship, they always cheat or something, literally. And it's spoken with such conviction. And then when I say, every time I get in a relationship, I always cheat, they always cheat. They always. Is that true? Is that really true? Like, let's just take a step back. Let's just think about it. That's such an absolute. And then you start to break down that story. Sure, thank you so much. My biggest thing is that we've been in a physical relationship. Every time he comes back, he wants the same thing. Shreya. Yeah, so it's about changing your concept. Like, how are you dealing with this? Is there a version of you that just accepts the physical part of the relationship, but is not seeing further than that? The version of you who sees further than that, how would she react? What would she tell you? Step into her, speak to her. We were doing that in on my Discord live the other day, and I put everyone into a state of trance, and I got them talking to their future selves to get the answers. And I've had that before with some clients who were once again in shock, because she came to me with a load of questions, and when we accessed her higher self, she answered the questions so impeccably, which was just further proof that all the answers exist within you guys. I am not teaching you anything new. You know all this stuff intuitively within you. All I'm doing is I'm waking you up to a truth that you already know is already in existence. Fodini Yasu, hi babe. Oh, so you're 1 hour ahead, Ren. Oh, okay. See, you go to bed at a decent hour. You're not like me and Joseph up all night. So hi positivity, Liz, my love, it's Shell. Oh, the jam from New York. Hi, baby. Oh, Liz, it's so good to connect with you, sweetie. And again, like, thank you so much for the sweet donation, darling. How is life in New York, New York? Ah, Deathriel, how you doing? Greetings from Greece. Yasu Diganis. Greetings from Eastern United States. Hello, Mari. Shell the Yank from New York. Sorry, earlier I was doing talk to text. It didn't come out. I love you, Liz. Or Shell, I should say. You see, I see all your what do you call it? Profile names, but it's hard for me to remember like who everyone is, especially if they're people I've worked with or have met on the Discord or so excuse me. Hi, Moments. Hi from Germany. Hello, V Gates. How's it going? You know, Athena means business when she turns southern. Mark, did I turn southern? Do you mean do I have like a southern drawl? Is it like that kind of southern, or is it the South London speak? Because I know that part of me can certainly come out sometimes. Magdalena, my Italian date just left Krakow. And Magdalena. See, Magdalena is a client of mine. She is, working through some incredible things, incredible traumas, and now manifested this beautiful situation of which the fears were almost sabotaging. But we worked through it, didn't we, Magdalena? And I think you've had a beautiful, beautiful time. So you better message me and tell me. I think you did message me. I haven't had a chance to catch up on my messages, but I did see your name flash. Overlays, we get people from everywhere. I know, I love it. Sky Baby, hi babe. You see, I see you, Sky Baby. You or it's Sky Bell, isn't it? Normally, did you change your profile name? Because I see you in the comments section of my videos and the incredible notes that you take on the videos as well. Thank you for doing that. It really helps the community. Nico, my SP broke up with me last month and sent me an audio stating he loves me, but not in the same way. Was very discouraged all day yesterday, and I don't know if I should move on or persist in manifesting him. So think of it like this, Nico, and I think this is a really healthy way to look at it, because sometimes I reckon the vernacular and the way that this is taught, manifestation has somehow become an excuse for us to stay in a place of pain and cause ourselves harm, because the process of it and what it's all about is misunderstood. That's why more and more in my videos, you guys will notice that I not only give you the protocols to deal with, you know, changing your beliefs and limiting thoughts and understanding concepts around time, but I also break down for you, okay, what manifestation is, right? It's all about life is always mirroring your identity. There's no one and nothing to change but self. All of you have heard that, probably through Neville Goddard's teachings. So when people say, okay, this has happened, or I've received this sort of rejection, I don't know whether to persist in manifesting him. Well, you're manifesting 24/7 anyway, right? So it's not like anything new. What the question is that do I want to become the identity, the version of me, so manifest myself, become the version of me for which they would love, they would want to connect to, they would want a relationship with, and that's your choice. But what I say to everybody, and what I do with all of my clients who get success, I start them off always on a general basis, because otherwise, if we don't, we end up manifesting the SP back and we get the same version and we get the same problem, right? So you want to ensure that you are broadening your scope and understanding about what relationships are, what a healthy relationship is, what does that look like, embodying that, right? You're becoming the version of you who draws in healthy commitment, love, and that version of you is different from the one that is currently running this subconscious program, which was gifted to you during your childhood, which says that love is not safe, love is not secure. Love is about emotional unavailability. Love is about, I must work hard to prove my worth and value to be loved, right? These are stories that so many people that I work with have running on a subconscious level, and they've never thought to look broader than that. So in this situation, don't be put off with the fact that he's just said, yeah, I love you, but not in the same way. I mean, what does that mean? You see, a lot of the times I've had clients have things like that said to them. And I've said, you realize what's happening here. You realize that it's about, because sometimes the SP is afraid, or they're speaking from insecurity, or they're speaking from their state at that moment. That doesn't mean that things don't and can't change. They always do. You've seen it in the bazillion, all of your success stories that you guys so graciously take the time to share with me, and I share on the channel. So you're doing it always for yourself. That's what you should all take away from this. The SP journey is the most beautiful and rewarding you will ever go on. And it's not about getting your SP. That's a byproduct. And for some people, they don't even get with their SP. For some people, the shift and the growth that they achieve, the healing that they achieve, was actually the truth of the journey. And when SP comes back and that, they actually don't want the SP, because their journey was meant to be something else, was meant to be about breaking old patterns. But for some people it is like that, for some people it isn't. For some people it is about reconnection, that relationship, and that relationship flourishing. But you learn so much about yourself if you do it in the right way, in the healthy way, and that is understanding that it's about self. Don't be doing techniques for them to change them. Otherwise you'll get stuck for ages, and you'll be persisting for the rest of your life, and it's tiring. How do you pronounce your name? Boglaka? Hi Athena, I'm so glad I'm catching you live. I manifested my SP using your meditation after we only met twice and we live in different countries. There are truly no limits. Oh my God, Boglaka, have you sent me? Did you email me your success story, babe? I would love to hear more about this. This is such great news. You guys should be sharing this in the comment section as well, and sharing it, share for those of you who manifested your SPs back. And so it seems like a few you have. You're staying very quiet about it, I've noticed. I'm on to you guys. I've said all along you're a success. I've said all along everyone's getting success, whether it's your business or your health or your SPs or just a loving relationship or money. I don't care. You're all getting success. Every single day, I'm hearing more and more amazing things. So let me just scroll down a bit so I'm not too far behind. 5:30 a.m. in Australia. Wow, Sky Baby, how are you awake at 5:30? What are you doing up at 5:30? Lulabelle, why do you never vent? Honey, you need to get it off your chest. You feel so much better for it. Hi, Elisa, how you doing, hon? New York in the house. 10:40 p.m. where you are. Hi, positivity. I love that. India, hello, S, how you doing? How to release resistance about deep-rooted fears. I personally like to challenge those deep-rooted fears. There's so many ways. Some people have been doing it using Joseph's list method. I've done a video about the list method. He did one recently about it too. Maybe you want to check it out and use that even for overcoming some of your old beliefs and assumptions. You can do it as scripting out perhaps the version of you who doesn't have that limiting belief or that resistance or that fear, because the resistance is just coming from your subconscious, is trying to protect you. So understand what that fear is. I often like to break down my fears by facing them, depending what they are, or challenging them. You can see I come from the more psychological mindset, right? So I naturally want to challenge those fears until they make no sense anymore. And that's what I do with my clients. I break it so severely that then they literally feel like, okay, I have a choice again. And my old story, my fears really make no sense. But you're just understanding that, is there actually anything to fear here? What is the worst that could happen? What are you truly afraid of? What are the chances of that even being the case? I mean, what is the worst case scenario? Are you able to work through it if you should have the worst case scenario? But really, what is the likelihood? And like I say, start to imagine that version of you that doesn't have those fears as well. There's a kind of double whammy here. Because, fears and beliefs can be changed quite easily with the right tools. Even you could use hypnosis, it's such a powerful modality as well. Twinkle, my love, how's it going? She's my mod, my star. Bonjour, Kawaii. Bonjour, my love, how you doing? Ça va? What is that? Dante, top right, 3 dots, and you can like the stream. You see? Dante has to be my guide here, because I don't have a... I can't see anything, actually. I don't have any dots. I'm assuming you guys do. I mean, people are liking the stream, right? So that's got to say something. Surf and Honeybee, SP is definitely off the pedestal now and up-leveled my own self-concept. It's hard now to have inner conversations. Now it's me saying what I deserve. I also apologize to SP for the old self, and I hear him apologize too. That's really lovely, Surf and Honeybee, because inner conversations I find are incredibly powerful. And I've known of people to manifest incredible things through that. And I do that too, to help me to process, like from my ex who had left me with PTSD, the one who had assaulted me. I understand that he played a very important part of my bridge. And thanks to him and what he did, I manifested 4 or 5 of my major manifestations. So thank you. I mean, to me, it was a horrible event, but remember, everything is perfect, right? Everything is neutral. So, but I had, as part of my healing from that state of trauma, I engaged in many inner conversations where I got to get things off my chest with him and he got to hear me. And, I got to give myself that closure. So I'm really happy to hear that, darling. Thank you for sharing your experience. Jules, I wonder if it'd be any help to kind of vent to oneself verbally, or even by writing it all down, then just letting all that pent-up hurt feel relief from ourselves. You know what, Jules? There's a video that I did with regards to the Phoenix method, and I released it around Christmas time. And it was about writing out the attributes of that old story or that old identity, and then engaging in a symbolic act of just burning it or burying it, just releasing it. Because the thing is, people say, oh, I get worried that if I speak it or if I write it down, then I'm going to manifest it. The truth of the matter is, you're manifesting your limiting beliefs anyway, right? It's not like you've just started manifesting it because you wrote down everything that was holding you back and venting about it. You've been manifesting it this whole time. And trying to push it down with toxic positivity is going to keep it manifesting, is going to keep it more solid within you. So any act that you can do to express it and to help you work through it, is a thumbs up to me. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Sky Baby. She was like, thank you, liked. See, oh, you guys are ever so sweet. Yasufodini Diganis, my darling. Mind Palace, or in a way, it's a good thing if you don't want to see them again, manifesting that to happen. You could do that too, Mind Palace. I think Joseph was telling me earlier that he's had a client who has healed and something switched in her where she's just like, oh my God, I don't think I want my SP. And it freaked her out a bit. So he was like, well, you can manifest wanting them again. Manifest that you want them, that you desire them again, or that you don't desire them, or, manifest whatever version of yourself that you want, but always make sure that it is something that empowers you. You're welcome, Romeo. I'm glad that this is helpful. Marsha, it's true. I'm always the one to block, and it's to process exactly, as I think we need to realize that human behavior is not so black and white. I've had like clients before who have said to me, yeah, my SP messaged me and then I didn't message back and stuff. And they're too busy being hurt about something that the SP did or didn't do. And in communicating with them, I get them to see, like with one of them, it was such an ironic situation because she was like, he was exhibiting avoidant tendencies, and I started to look up all these books about avoidant tendencies and stuff like that. And the thing is, when she had told me her whole story, I was like, you know what the irony is here? I said, I'm not doubting that maybe some of his behaviors could seem avoidant. Would I classify him an avoidant? No, not at all. In fact, he was reacting to the fact that she's an avoidant, and it was just very interesting that she was basically seeing herself in him, but she wasn't seeing herself. It was only until I brought her attention to that and how much she was avoiding that she was just like, oh my God, like she couldn't believe how much she had inadvertently pushed things away. So I was like, right, so when you don't respond, when you say I never initiate communication, you know, because you're waiting for that validation. How do you think that makes someone else feel? I mean, he's there thinking you never initiate communication. It's not because you don't love him. It's not because you don't want to be with him that you don't communicate with him. It's because you're fearful. So if he exhibits the same behavior, why aren't we giving him the same amount of grace? So needless to say, she's really turned things around. I mean, we've only had the one session so far, but she messaged me even last night and was saying that she opened up to him and he was saying the most beautiful things to her. And I think for the first time ever in their relationship, she can actually enjoy this dynamic without it being shrouded in gray clouds of just misery and these sort of mind games of, no, I'm not going to open up and I'm not going to say this because I can't be vulnerable, because I can't message him first, because I need validation. You see, it's always about ourselves. Hello from South London. Hello, Meow. How are you doing? From my neck of the woods, it's great to see you. Hi, Tories. You guys are doing so well, by the way. Let me just scroll down because I think, oh, wow, I'm super behind. I didn't realize I was so super behind. You guys are probably getting confused. How is Athena so behind on this? Nazifa, you're here as well. Hey, babe. I have a whole third party pop up, but just know SP loves me and literally won't be single at all. You know, even the third parties are working for you. That's how I see it. Everyone is you. Everyone is working for you. Everyone is connected to you. You're seeing yourself in everything. You know, if we are fearful of someone, we're fearful of, there's something about ourselves, a story that we've told ourselves that has made us fearful. If we're jealous of someone, there's some sort of story we've told ourselves about that person that makes us jealous, but it's not even about that person. It's never about them. It's not about the SP. It's not about the whoever, your boss. It's always about you. And that's not to say blame yourself and everything. No, it's meant to empower you. It's meant to be like, okay, now I understand how I've created this dynamic. What can I do to change that? And you always can. Athena is manifesting a rich YouTube stream. Oh, Mark. I know, I never had such like the donations and that were just extremely generous. So grateful to you guys who donated, and so grateful for you guys like hanging out with me. I know this was unplanned. It's a bit of a whim. Yeah, and I just thought, well, let me just see if anyone's going to be on. And actually we've got like quite a decent turnout, so it's really nice to see. Hey Sachin, how you doing? Sachin is amazing. He manifested winning his boxing fight. It's my client. He is incredible. I said all along, you were going to do it. And we broke down as well what his opponent was doing. It was all out of fear. And that was proven on the day of the boxing match. Sachin smashed it. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, Lulu Bell, yourself and Joseph deserve it, hon. Tarot readers get more appreciation for doing nothing but keeping people addicted to the next psychic predictions. Thank you, my love. I appreciate that. I think Joseph and I, we speak from experience, so you will only ever get the truth from us. And I know that sometimes it can be hard to hear, and I know that sometimes in a world of clickbait and you know, Happy Meal style manifesting, it's not glitz and glam. But it's so powerful when you guys realize the truth and how to do this in a way that empowers you. You know, you achieve. I mean, you all know, I don't need to tell you. All of you have achieved incredible things. Even those of you who are sitting here watching this depressed, hoping for some like inspiration or just feeling like you're at a loss. You are manifesting incredible things right now. It's just you don't recognize it in your bridge. But your bridge has to take you through whatever journey to shape you to be that person, to prepare you for that outcome. Always, you know, it's working in your favor. It's working with you, not against you. Juliana, it's okay if I think about my SP coming back. Was that coming back throughout a day? Whenever I do something else, I'm randomly thinking about it again, even if I try not to. No, it's not bad at all, Juliana. Why do you think that's bad? I get you in the, you don't want to think about your SP coming back because that's like the middle, right? We don't want to think about the middle. But remember what I said before. Your thoughts and your emotions are already manifestations. Anything that can be observed is a manifestation. So consider your thoughts and your emotions as 3D. The 3D is the effect. That means there is a causal layer, identity, that is causing this effect. Now, what that means is that when you're occupying a state of, in relation to this desire, I have it, I'm a success for it, my mind is geared to that outcome. Like Sachin, he was just like, got this boxing match. Yeah, you know, I could see myself winning. I mean, he was nervous, he was anxious about it, but he was like, no, I'm going to do my best. I could see myself winning. He trained hard as a result of that. He got his success. So naturally, you obviously have seen the connection between you and your SP. You have accepted this outcome that they would come back. So it makes perfect sense that as a manifestation, as a byproduct of that identity, you are naturally going to have thoughts like, oh yeah, you know, I bet they're missing me, and you know, I wonder how they're going to come back to me. I had that with my first SP all the time, and my second SP and my third SP. I remember very specific thoughts coming in, like, I wonder if he's driving around like trying to bump into me. And he was. I didn't know it at the time until obviously our paths crossed. But apparently he was doing that. So maybe I was tapping into his thoughts or something. But your thoughts are a manifestation of the state. That's why don't silence your thoughts. Listen to your thoughts. It's a manifestation. And like everything that is already a manifestation, it's telling you exactly who you're being right now. And if you don't like the reflection, then change the look. Change the you that's casting that reflection. I love you too, High Positivity. You're ever so sweet. Thank you, Lulu Bell. Yeah, we want to set people free. That's exactly what we want to do. We don't want you guys to be dependent on anything, not dependent on us, not dependent on techniques, not dependent on tarot cards and psychics. I've had a lot of clients who have spent so much money on tarot cards and psychics. But guys, like, get yourself, I've got a deck of tarot cards, like get them for yourself. Use them like a game, like anything that is 3D. It's just a manifestation of you. The cards have hundreds of different meanings, could be interpreted so many different ways. You don't need someone else to tell you about yourself. No one knows you better than you, right? They can't tell you anything. There is no future to predict. It's only now. Story, this is the one that works. This is it. I already told him. He doesn't know, but I do. So where are we at? So Jen, why are other parts of my life falling apart whilst I'm manifesting? Remember, Jen, that is, a judgment on the 3D. I mean, I felt that. Look, for my world, I don't recognize my life now to what it was a couple of years ago, where I was starting my channel. So for those of you who followed me a while, you know, some of you are new here as well, so you might not know. I started this channel roughly about 2 years ago, at the time that I manifested the end of my last relationship, and I had set quite a few intentions for myself over the years. I wanted a free decorated living room. I don't know why. That was just a fun one I did. I wanted a thriving business to do what I love and make that full time. I wanted a new loving relationship. There's a few things that I had set intentions for. recovery from trauma and all sorts of things. And my bridge took me on a very tumultuous, painful journey. It felt like my life was crashing down. And that's why I say to people, don't judge your bridge. Always look for the opportunities. Life is life. And the law of rhythm tells us that life is ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. It makes no sense. Just because I know about manifesting doesn't mean that I'm going to lead the perfect life where absolutely nothing goes wrong. Everything is serving a very important purpose. Life consists of, and your bridges of incidents consists of, a very intricate tapestry of events that all solve an important purpose. So my judgment that this is bad is just my judgment based on my self-concept. For example, when I was made redundant, I could see that as a bad thing, but really I saw it as a good thing, because I was just like, okay, this is the opportunity for me to make change. Now I've got no excuse. I have to make it work. Just like when my bridge took me to that situation when I started my channel. When I started my channel, I never had financial issues because I always had a good concept around money. Money is one of those things I'm not too attached to. So I've always been financially free to a point. I've just always wanted to be comfortable. However, this bridge put me into a situation whereby suddenly I realized I was in financial dire straits. I didn't know how I was going to pay my mortgage. I was recording from this house. Those of you who used to spend hours with me on my TikTok lives when I used to do them when I first started, you'll know. You could see my breath as I speak because my house was cold. I couldn't afford to heat it. Heating prices had shot up, and I was like, why the hell am I here? How the hell did I end up here where everything seemed to go wrong, where my ex had assaulted me, where I was left with PTSD, where I didn't know if I was going to afford my mortgage, where I had to go to a food bank to get food? How the hell did things go so wrong? But it wasn't. It was going right. It was absolutely perfect because my bridge, my higher self, knows that I was procrastinating on my channel for a long time. And in order to push me to take action, but it's more about now Coco has opened the door. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Hello, Bean. Come and say hi. So really what I thought was a detrimental bridge of events was absolutely perfect. And out of it, 5 of my incredible manifestations came to fruition. And I don't recognize my life anymore. And everything worked out so perfectly to the financial abundance that I have. To this degree, I have never known. To going from not being able to pay my mortgage to being pretty much mortgage free. From my loving relationship, of which I've never had such a perfect relationship, to my free living room. I didn't pay for a single thing in here. To all sorts of things that started to just work out for me. But I think the misinterpretation is that when we discover manifesting, we're going to live perfect lives where nothing goes wrong. I mean, things are going to go wrong, because how would I know success if I don't experience failure? How am I going to know night if I don't experience day? It's the contrast of life that makes us appreciate and fight for. And it was those negative emotions that I was feeling that made me fight and strive for more. So it might seem like your life is falling apart, but who's to say that that's actually the truth, you know? I've gone on such a tangent with that, haven't I? But does that make you guys feel better? The reason I went so deep with it is because I think that many of us do struggle with it. We think that being positive, like everything's going to be positive and perfect. We're human beings. You're not supposed to be perfect. No one's going to be perfect. You're going to have ups and downs, you know. I love it, you guys. Finland, Colorado. Hey, Ollie, how you doing? How to get out of a rut. Well, what is your rut? I mean, what makes you think you are in a rut, that you are stuck? Could it be that you're just mistaking once again your bridge and seeing it as you're not understanding that it's an opportunity for progress? Because when we're not really stuck ever, are we? Life is always progressing. Things are always changing. We're changing and growing every single day. You're not the same person that you were last month or a year ago to what you are now. So what makes you feel like you're stuck in a rut? You know, you might be experiencing life in the same sort of way. Then that means that my identity level, I have not changed at the core. I need to change my identity. How am I perceiving this? What am I making this mean? How am I in relation to my desire? And use whatever modality or method you wish to, in order to break this cycle. And we, you know, we do these live sessions, Joseph and I, every week on our Discord as well. So if you guys enjoy, like, you know, we do a live Q&A every week. We do live workshops. So there'll be more of these. And I'll do more on this channel, I promise. Nahayara Moran, hi Athena. I sent an email to Joseph for the first time today. That is amazing. Thank you, darling. I will let him know to check his emails. Louise, my friend, how do I embody the state while feeling longing for my SP? She was the only person I know here, so I don't really have anyone else to do things with. I'm feeling lonely during the no contact. So what happened? Like, you're in a no contact situation now? Because things were flowing so beautifully, Louise. And I know, look, I get the bridge is going to take you on some chain of events, and it has, and it taught you a lot about yourself and how you see yourself in relation to her. And it's okay to, it's natural to feel longing and missing, because in the 3D, I'm not in physical contact with this person. So I am naturally going to miss them and long for something. But when I understand how the law works and how creation is, and the fact that there is no separation, you know, we're all connected. We all share that the same source of consciousness, right? Then I reconnect with the truth of who I am and the truth of what reality is. That gives me a sense of comfort. And then I gently step into the state of, yeah, but you know what? What am I looking forward to? The situation is what it is right now. But what am I looking forward to? The outcome. Let me just dwell there, because that feels nicer, to dwell in that outcome and to reacquaint myself with that outcome and the version of me who has that outcome. That feels so much better than me dwelling in the current circumstance and feeling like it is impossible, because we know it's not. You know, don't force imaginal acts, don't force techniques upon yourself, please, but just gently ease yourself into it. Like, go take a hot bath and just ease into it and just be like, oh, you know, what am I looking forward to here? Like, what would it be like if everything was working out? How do I even know that I've got success? What does that look like? You know, maybe you're just imagining that you're telling me the good news, because I know that you'd be telling me the good news and I'll be first to hear about it. So let me see. Hi, Fran. How you doing? Taria, are inspired actions always impulsive, or could they be well thought? Hey, darling. Yes, they could be well thought. It's not always impulsive. They feel very natural. My last video, by the way, is about inspired action, and it gives you a 2-step, 2-question protocol that enables you to see if your action is coming from a place of fear, or if it is coming from a place of enlightened confidence, you know, from the correct state of mind. But yeah, no, it's not always impulsive. No, it's not always impulsive. It can be very well thought out actions. It's just when you start fighting with yourself about it, and if I'm uncertain, I will always go back to the state, to my identity. That's where everything is birthed from. Sapodi from Sweden. How are you doing? How is it? My uncle's in Sweden at the moment. I have some family there. I think they're visiting. I don't know. I think he's in Stockholm. So let me... Yeah, Ren, Charlie, I will do my best to do more lives, I promise. Like I said, I've been so busy. You guys are keeping me very busy with the Discord, with the one-to-one sessions. That's why I've been doing my best to make my videos very deep dive, so that you guys get everything that you need. just have access. Here's all the information. I don't paywall it. This information is what people have been spending thousands upon thousands trying to access this information through courses and coaching. This has always been my gift to you guys. This channel was designed to be my gift. And I'm going to do a hypnosis as well for you guys. I'm going to do one for anxiety. I'm going to start doing some little booster hypnosis, like a 10-15 minute one that's just a quick boost, right? Get out of anxiety, right? Get out of depression, or get you into the state. For those of you who are strapped for time or who just need a little bit of a boost, okay? So I'm dedicated to you guys and your success. You're all going to get it, all of you. Hi, Athena. I'm manifesting for my daughter to get some communication from an ex. That's very sweet of you, always perfection. I've had a few clients actually like that who have been manifesting the SP for their daughter, reconnecting with their ex. What I would say is don't get wrapped up in the communication unless that's all your daughter wants. But if she wants a relationship, make sure you see them in a relationship. It's different, right? Don't get wrapped up in the middle stuff. Mahak, my SP is an alcoholic and his health started declining and has a big ego problem. I don't know how to deal with it. And recently he broke up with me. I'm sorry to hear that, darling. I do understand what that is like. Obviously, my very first SP was addicted to drugs. And it's very difficult dealing with someone who has addictions. Joseph's a great one to talk to because he made, full recovery from debilitating addiction, and he used manifestation. I manifested my ex out of this state because, yes, I saw him deteriorate. We didn't think he was going to survive. He was like emaciated. It was just awful. And I just kept seeing better for him. If you watch my earlier videos, I discuss about how I just kept seeing better for him. Every time I imagined him and I presented him to myself in my imagination, it was always a version of him like he had weight on him, which proved that he was healthy. He was no longer dependent on drugs. We were having a healthy relationship, which meant drugs was not the issue because I was chosen, I was secure. And so when we reconnected, he was still using. It wasn't an overnight fix, but the new version of me, the old version of me was always like trying to get him to quit, trying to push him towards rehab, fighting with the 3D. The version of me who already had connected with that end result of us being together in a happy, healthy relationship without the drugs, without the anything else. That version of me didn't feel the need to do anything. I got him set up on a methadone program, and I got him set up at his cousin's house so he had somewhere to stay. And that was it. I didn't push for him to go to any rehab, to do anything. I didn't tell him to stop. I just said to him, I love you as you are, and you do whatever you want to do, kind of thing. Because I already knew it was going to happen. And one day he was just like, this is going to be my last hit. And he stuck to it. So try to always see them as well, healthy, healed, right? Because they can heal from that. You just have to look at the people all around you. Prove myself to be loved. I always thought that it created every... Hi, babe. You finished?
Finished.
I'm talking to the gang.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like a gang, like the Bloods?
Yes. I didn't ask if everyone was like tattooed from head to toe, but
are they throwing gang signs?
They might be.
Whoa.
I'm not seeing any gang signs on here, am I? I wonder if there's a different state you should embody if you want an SP to stop loving you. Yeah, Amelia, I've done that as well, actually. I did that with the one I wanted the relationship to end. I actually, because he was attached to me and it felt bad. I would try to end the relationship and I would feel very bad about it. So I was just like, let me just see that he's not attracted to me anymore, that he doesn't love me. The same as stepping into any state. And it worked. I think I'm trying to manifest an SP, but I can't stop focusing on the third party. Despite it being over a year, I've been trying affirmations, but I can't seem to live in the end because I'm scared of disappointment. You want to sit for a little bit?
Yeah.
I get that as well. You see, sometimes this is what I...
Just leave it. I'll scooch through.
Can
Ready, set. I got it now. Hello, hello. Oh, and someone comes immediately.
You see, Dean, I've been here this whole time. With the little boy.
Hello.
So despite it being over a year, is it Asterix now? Do you know what? The font is so like faded. It's hard for me to see the names, right? Asterix Nile. So, or Neil.
Yeah.
I'm trying to manifest my SPO. I can't stop focusing on the third party. So there's like a core identity there, isn't it? I mean, you say you can't stop focusing on the third party. Why? Is it because you're seeing the third party as a threat? First of all, don't worry. It's been over a year. Don't give yourself a hard time about it. This is obviously something that you've just struggled to shift your state and your mindset about, which is natural. Thank you, Creatable Sky.
Whoa, 10 spot.
Real life manifestation. One if you enjoy this. Buy a cup of coffee.
Woo, woo. Wow, look at that.
3 cups of coffee.
Oh my God, I got one yesterday. Remember that
Yeah,
latte?
he got another free coffee. It's ridiculous, actually. I don't know when, you know, never known anyone to get so many coffees. But going back to this, look, don't be put off. It's been a year. Okay, the problem is if we're using methods that are not working for us, then we need to try something else. You said that you've been trying affirmations, and affirmations are good at redirecting your thoughts and your mood. But there's a reason, you know, I think for something that goes deeper, you need to go deeper than that.
Yes, surface.
Imaginal act.
Great surface.
Hypnosis. Something that goes to the core identity. Because the core identity that you're struggling with is not being chosen. Is you're making comparisons with someone else. It's like I'm not good enough. You're not seeing your worth and your value. Why are you making comparisons to someone, right? So you want to embody that state of you that feels chosen. The cats are at it again. Feels chosen, feels safe and secure, knows their value and their worth. And I promise you, the fixation with the third party starts to melt away. For me, I mean, you know, another thing that I did was I would look at the third party as a friend rather than a competition. And I always say, like, I want nothing but the best. When I've had a third party situation, I'm like, I see them fading off into the distance with their ideal love. That's the thing, actually. They've always ended up with their ideal person. But I've always seen that for like third party situations. So, you know, just see them as they're helping to direct you on this journey. For sure. Sure, it was like, for sure. For sure. Oh, thank you, Sky Baby. I'm so behind on these messages.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go a little further. Do some rapid fire.
How do you do that?
Just answer very rapidly. That's what I mean.
Do some rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Yeah, but I can't read it from here.
I totally see this, Athena. The journey is intense but beautiful and completely about self. It's been a really amazing spiritual journey. I know, Catherine. Catherine's been doing incredibly well, by the way.
Good.
I manifest things, some crazy things, Lily, that have just been a passing through. I've not actually thought or tried to get them. How do I stop thinking about my desires?
You don't have to stop thinking about your desires. You want to stop imagining them. You don't want to obsess. Oh, yeah, I've heard this lately. People have said, how do I drop the desire? I used to actually say that saying on my videos, drop the desire. It's wrong, though. It was just a wrong automatic figure of speech. You want to drop the imaginal act. That's really the key. And really what that means is just stop or do it intermittently instead of obsessively. You don't always have to remain preoccupied, but you don't have to forget about it entirely. How do you forget entirely about your desire?
You can't. I don't stop thinking about some of my desires. I have forgotten about. But certain desires, like a specific person, I never stopped thinking about them. Like my first SP, I never stopped thinking about him. The thinking about your desire is not the problem. The way that you're thinking about it is the problem. And if you're thinking about it in an obsessive, negative term, then remember what I said, thoughts are already manifestations. So use it as a guidance system. But if I'm having quite natural thoughts about it, like, well, I'm looking forward to this, or, yep, you know, when he comes back, or I've got that wine saved because I know he's going to come. Like, these were the kind of thoughts I would get. I wonder if he's driving around that. I wonder if he's thinking of me. I know he misses me. Like, these were the natural. I didn't stop thinking about it. I thought about it all the time. But these were very natural thoughts I was having, which told me, because my thoughts are a manifestation of the state, told me that my state was, that's the version of me who is loved, who is getting this SP back, who has no control over her hand right now.
And I'm sweating because I have a living rug on my neck.
Oh my goodness, we are way, way behind on the chat.
Let's look at some people saying hello to me.
No one says hello to you.
I just saw it. There we go.
Yeah, they do.
Hello.
Here you go. Maria Ma.
The goat has
Look,
arrived.
Dante.
What's
Dante's
up,
here.
Dante?
Dante's in the
Thank you,
Discord.
sir.
Manifesting free coffee for the whole chat. Let's do it, Amelia.
Yo, yeah.
Nazifa got free food.
See that?
Yes. Joe always says that he gets a free coffee in the list. Exactly.
Ain't the truth. I just wrote down about how many items would you say I wrote down last night? Remember the long list? I won't talk about it yet.
He just carried on and on and on. But like we both did, didn't we? Because I actually sat down and because I don't always engage in that. I'm always doing everything sort of mentally. But I did sit and script. I do sometimes. But you carried on. I think I was done within 5 minutes. This boy was going on for hours. Hours.
Cocoa bean,
oh my god.
Sweat, bro.
Like literally hours. I know. Do you know what? Like it makes no sense. He should come to me.
Go to mom. Where's mom? Where's mom? Go to mom. Good boy.
He's like, oh, mom isn't as comfortable as dad's, you know. He likes the big.
Boy.
He likes the big arms. You're gonna have to scroll. You're gonna have to scroll for me.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Yeah. Oh, I've probably covered up the microphone now.
My identity is light, love, peace, bliss, joy, prosperity, and fulfillment. But why do I desire being more than I am and reconcile being present? Or wait. But why do I desire being more than I am and reconcile being present? I keep affirming and learning acceptance. I'm hearing from this that you're trying to manifest, or you have manifested your natural state as being in peace and such and so forth as you described. But then you're wondering, why are you still desirous in general? I'm assuming that's what I'm hearing from this. Why do I still desire if my state is peace? Peace.
Or why do I desire being more than I am? Because the I am is so limitless that, you know, you might be in a state of peace, but now it's just kind of like, look, there's more.
Well,
it's kind of like what you're going through now, isn't it?
Dude.
You know, you've gone past the natural desires that most people have for material things, and you're tapping into the higher stuff.
And that's it. No, yes, that's it. Because me, Joseph Ally, the Joseph Ally does not have everything, right? The infinite God owns and has access to everything, but I'm only accessing through these two eyeballs, and I have a small subset of experiences. So I'm not inherently complete, right? I don't have everything. You don't have it. And when I say have, that doesn't mean objects. It mean anything. I didn't have this mystical experience. That's what I'm crying about now. I didn't have a vision last night, Athena.
Yeah,
like, it's okay.
Yeah, these are his desires, to have these specific visions and things. He's like, he's past. Don't you want a free coffee anymore?
But it's just the fact that you're not like, listen, if we put it in like a spiritual tense, the only way to be fully complete is if you close your eyes and revert away and close down all of your senses and you're one with the infinite intelligence that is God, your consciousness. But when you open your eyes, you're no longer that. You are now a small subset of a human being, a segment, a tiny segment, a speck in the grand scheme of eternity in reality. So there's more to obtain. And I think that is, no matter what, going to always be a human experience. Unless you're in a temple with your eyes closed, chanting Om Namah Shivaya for what, 20 years straight?
So how long you've been doing it for now?
Yeah. In a cave. Yes.
Your man cave.
Yes. Okay.
You're gonna have to scroll down.
I got it.
We're so sorry, guys.
Joseph.
There are so many amazing
Love you,
messages
Love you
here.
too, Creatable Sky.
Amazing support.
Love the list method. Good. I want all you guys better be commenting your list method successes on the latest list method video, because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to do with you guys. You know what I'm saying?
I said to everybody, like, please share. They've even been sharing it on my videos as well, so it's fantastic.
I love that. I love that. Dear Athena and Jospe.
Jospe?
I am thinking, so the most common misspelling of my name, so my name is spelled Joseph. But for whatever reason, the most common misspelling, and it has been even more so recently, is spelled or pronounced
we're manifesting.
Jospe. Josp.
Jospeh.
Yeah, Peh. Yeah.
So now I just call him.
What the hell just happened? Oh, 5%.
Oh, my battery's dying.
You better fix that, fool. Pity the fool.
I got to. Oh, we have to go soon anyway, don't we? But
Yeah.
I mean, I was just gonna. I tell you what, that means I have to take this bit out, which means that. All right, I'm gonna have to remove the microphone, guys, so the sounds might not be as good. But my battery's dying, so I have to.
What's your vision on being it now? Yeah, don't walk as if. Whoever says that, I mean, they're trying to know what they're talking about.
Oops.
But, you know.
Oh, it's Louise. He's asking.
Oh, what's out there?
Say, walk as if. Others say you are the person now. Others say you are it now in imagination. Others say you have faith in your outcome.
Okay. Let me quote
Louise,
Neville.
Did you not? You saw my video on acting as if.
Let me quote the Neville. Okay. So act as if comes from Neville. Okay. Whoever's saying it is getting it from Neville. Okay. So know that for a fact. Whoever's saying it, that's where it originates from, that statement. Anyone else who's saying it and saying it means something else other than what he's saying doesn't know who they got it from. They have no idea. So then the real question is, what does Neville mean on being it now? Okay. I hope that makes sense to you, Louise. And the answer to that question is Neville actually changed the way that he described it throughout his lifetime. And what works is imagining. So he says it later as well, and he clarifies, and I have a video on it where he openly, overtly, in his own words, in the end of a lecture, in a Q&A, and he talks about it. Okay. It's the act of imagining the end. That is being it now. It's while you are imagining. And that doesn't mean living and acting that way. It means when your eyes are closed, or that act of imagining. When you're in the shower and you are daydreaming, that act of imagining. That is the act of imagining where you are supposed to be it now. But then, once you open your eyes and you're living day to day, you are no longer supposed to pretend continuously that you have it. Okay. This is made unfortunately, this was made very popular, this misconception, because of Neville's most popular lecture, Live in the End. And he's talking about being in Barbados, and he's saying morning, noon, and night. Unfortunately, that was a lecture very early on in his career, and it's something that he later completely goes against. You can't blame Neville. He was learning. He was young at that time when he said that, but it's completely different than what works. And so there's one thing you could say, right? Well, he says this and says that. So what do you follow? You follow what works. And what works, right? We've tested this before. Hopefully most of you here have tested it. You imagine it in the mind, and then you let go. You open your eyes and you carry on. You don't continuously pretend. That doesn't work. It actually prevents you from getting the manifestation. You must test this, though. You could take my word for it or take her word for it. But if you test it with a variety of things that are less important to you, so you don't have to sacrifice your greatest desires. So you're not going out and risking, oh my God, what if I stop imagining and it doesn't work? Well, choose something else then, and practice that. The list method should show you right away that you don't have to act and remain as if, because you do it once and then you carry on. That completely disproves it immediately. Try the list method and then analyze what's going on. I'm going to stop, but that's really, it's a very important, it's one of the cornerstones of manifesting, and that cornerstone, misunderstood, will destroy your entire understanding of manifestation. There's a drastic, overarching misconception of these. Look who it is, of these who just donated. Misconceptions.
Hey, Michelle.
Yes, hey Michelle. I saw your icon. This major misconception just completely screws up so much of what people believe to be true, and it's not your guys' fault. It's just the people who don't know what they're talking about, or they haven't done the research themselves.
Thank you so much for the
candy fund.
Thank you so much for the candy fund, Michelle. You're so sweet. She sent us a telepathic message in the Discord, you see. And the thing is, I blamed her for the sweet craving I started getting because I was eyeing up Haribos and those, you know, those like the sticks, the pink sticks.
Oh, yeah. We still have one.
Is there?
One. Yes,
There's
one single one.
Errand...
You left it there. Yeah, you leave it there. Yeah, thank you, dear. Very sweet.
I was craving quite badly. I blame you. And she sent flamingos, and I swear to God I was talking about flamingos.
I need to remember what I received the other night, because I received something and I have no doubt about it. I haven't remembered yet, Michelle. It's probably something you've sent, honestly, because I haven't been getting anything from anywhere else, you know. Promise you, I will. How about I just manifest it? I remembered exactly what I received as a telepathic message the other night. All right, it'll come now. I don't mind.
We gotta do another.
Joseph is Yakuza from Japan. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's the. Yeah, I think Yakuza. It's like
Who
the gang, right? They're a gang, because I was talking about gangs. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah, they're the gangs. Yeah.
We must be well behind then.
So we're gonna end it soon then. So let's just go to God, Michelle. You know, Michelle's so sweet, don't you think?
I love Michelle. She's
Michelle's the truth.
She's my girl.
She's the truth. I had a client just now. Sweet. She's also in the Discord. Girl, yes. Yeah. And she had an imaginal scene that I created for her. And it was in a day. She manifested her specific person bumping into them. So she had zero movement whatsoever. She had gotten my scene and said, oh my God, this is going to work. She listened to it. And that night, boom, she, after months, had bumped into her specific person. Oh my God.
Yeah, I have to talk to her about that.
I mean, it's just amazing. I wish I had more details.
Incredible Sky again. You guys.
We'll see you guys soon about something special. Love you guys.
Please do. You. Please
we love thou. Let me actually, did we like this? Oh, you did. Okay, good.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for the donations.
Yeah, what the heck? You guys are OG.
Sweet, man. What does OG mean?
Original gangster.
I see it all the time, and I don't know. I'm like, GOAT.
Oh, GOAT is greatest of all time.
Greatest. Okay, GOAT is greatest of all. See, I was.
That's what what's his name calls me. I think he was just in here. He just was saying it.
I was struggling. Like Dante said it, didn't he?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Dante always says it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Obviously, see, I was like always trying to figure out what these acronyms are because I had enough troubles understanding
like Americanisms,
like BBL and stuff. Because
yeah, I know you know what that meant. What is the best way? If I write on my list, okay, I'm gonna walk away after this one because I'm sweating. But I want to answer this real quick because I think in this is quite the interesting.
We haven't even kicked off the summer vibes yet. It's gonna get hotter this week.
You're hurting me. Oh, Mark Hickman. Anyway, yeah. So I write on my list. If I write on my list, someone dreamt of me. How can I be sure that the person will tell me? Because your manifestations will always be shown back to you 100% of the time. It's a law. You will always witness the fulfillment of your manifestations.
Yeah. So someone will have to tell you. You have to find out some way.
Beauty and gaming, just imagine that you have already gotten the job. The offer, not... In fact, you've signed the offer. What would come after? You would receive a letter or an email about your, what's it called when you go and do your first thing and they show you around? What's that thing called? With
Initiative.
an I? No, not initiative. Your not initiation. You're close. Someone, anyone. Your
induction.
no, you're there though. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm
Orientation. Thank you. Boom, boom. Thank you guys. Thank you. That's good. That's good.
We got there with little Bean. He's radiating. He is radiating so much heat.
I am sweating profusely.
So much. Did he eat his dinner?
I don't know. Guys, thank you for having me on this chat.
I think I will.
Thank you for not booing me off the stage. Boo.
Look at this face. See people. You see how ridiculous he is?
Can you do the face that from the other day? The cartoon. What's it called? Rick and Morty?
Oh, I don't know how I.
You're like.
Yeah, but that happens so off the cusp. Like it's not even something I can. That was my Rick.
She does Rick and Morty.
I did a Rick and Morty face.
It's really funny.
I don't remember.
All right, guys.
How it happens, but
thank you.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
You guys are the best.
Here. Thank you. Oh, Liz, Creatable Sky, Michelle. Thank you for your sweet, generous donation.
Yeah, what a sweet
Thank you, everybody. Discord posse, Deep Code posse. We love you guys. You've been awesome. Thank you so much. I know this was impromptu, unplanned, and yet you're all here. That's just so cool. You guys are great. Have a wonderful evening.
No, he hasn't eaten anything.
He hasn't?
No.
All right. Bean is waiting for me to have my dinner so that I can give him some of my food. Aren't you? Say bye-bye, Beanie. Come on, baby. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. See how he hangs his little tongue out? Love you guys. Catch you later. Catch you Friday for Friday's video. Be there. And I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.